Next up is Brandon Givens. Brandon ran in the 2008 Public Service Commission District 4 race. Caused a runoff. Did a fantastic job out campaigning. Stayed in touch afterwards. Did some work, helped the party, helped grow affiliates. Then I hadn't seen him for a while. He came to the DeKalb County meeting, and I didn't know who this guy was. He came and walked up behind me and tapped me on the shoulder. He lost like 50 pounds. So anyway, Brandon Givens, come up. Let's everybody see who you are. The new you.
As a lot of you might know, I'm a school teacher, and hopefully I'm going to teach the Democrats and Republicans a lesson. I've learned a lot in the past few years campaigning and being involved in politics. I've learned a lot throughout my life through traveling. A lot of you may not know this, but I lived in Japan for a while, and I really like to read about Eastern philosophy and the Tao. And my undergrad was in psychology. And it's something that we often forget to tie in. I consider myself something of a social sciences Renaissance person. And as I've campaigned and learned about politics, I've tied a lot of things together. And I want to share with you some things I've learned. And some of them might be pleasant to hear, some might not. But they're lessons we do need to consider. One thing I've learned that we don't need to do, and it's taking a lesson from the Tea Party, is to be too divisive and give reasons for people not to participate with us, to find excuses to say, well, you're not a libertarian because of X. What we need to do is make sure that we present our arguments in an intelligent, logical way and be as inclusive as possible. One thing that I've learned in campaigning, I actually learned from the Coffee Party. And they invite community organizers and elected officials to their meetings. And what they do is it gives their people the ability to connect to officers. So as we grow affiliates, that would be my suggestion, is when you have your monthly meetings, invite the local city councilman. And it gives more people in the community a reason to show up. Now that segues into something else, getting votes. Running for office, I need money. I also need votes. How do I get them? Who do I listen to? And I quickly learned that someone will talk my ear off about absolutely nothing, and I only have so much time in the day. I work about 3 jobs and I'm getting a specialist degree. So if I'm going to talk to someone, they better be worth my time. And you can guarantee any other politician is thinking the same thing. Well, as a party, when we are approaching other politicians to get things like ballot access, what do we have to offer them? And if we say, well, maybe we can get 20 people out to the polls, they don't necessarily care. But as we grow our affiliates and command a voting bloc, we can then get them to listen to us. Another thing I've learned in running is practice sound bites and practice answers to issues. A lot of times, these professional politicians that I'm running against really don't know things themselves. I was at an event the other day and I thought the guy was going to accept a Grammy. He got up to speak and he just thanked everyone in the room for being there. If we polish and practice our public speaking skills, we have to drill that as we run. That will improve our performance and the way we're viewed in the media. I'll tell you a little tale from Winnie the Pooh, the Tao of Pooh. Tigger fell in the creek and was being swept away by the current. And all the animals scurried about. What do we do? What do we do? And Eeyore put his tail in the water. Not because he thought it would help, but because he could claim he tried something. So as we scurry about doing our things, are we putting our tail in the water? Are we really trying to do something? Another statement is work without intent is empty motion. So we have to focus on exactly what we want, is of course getting people elected. Now what is the river for us? What is the tide? Well, there are people who are pushing against us when we say we want small government, we want efficient government. And as they push against us, do we push back directly? Or do we try and take control of that energy and put it in our direction? So when we're running for office, people are concerned about their local services. They say, oh, well, I want to cut government. Like, oh, not my school system, not the fire department. And if we don't have proper soundbite answers for them, we scare them. Because we're not offering solutions. All we're doing is going directly against what they believe and hold dear. So we have to have answers available. All right, well, I'll wrap it up rather quickly. Right now in Hall County, I have a very good chance of winning this election. There's 3 candidates, Jimmy Norman and Butch Miller. Right now, I am definitely the best candidate. I've seen both of these in action. There is no Democrat in the race, and I have sympathy from that party. What I have to do is get the word out. So I need your help doing that. I have a YouTube page. I hope you go and check out the videos. Just search for Brandon Givens. I also have a Facebook, and you can fan me there. All right. Thank you for your time, and thank you for your support.